It is Monday, December 13th of 2021, and we are less than 2 weeks away from the glorious Christmas that is sure to arrive in 2021. But that has very little to do with what I'll probably talk about today on Guy's Daily Drive. BAM! And welcome everyone to Guy's Daily Drive on this chilly Monday morning. Now, if you listened to or watched last week's, I recorded 2 Guy's Daily Drives last week, but only one of them got put out as a podcast and video because, for whatever reason, the show I recorded on Monday, and this has happened a couple times, the audio and video were out of sync, and it's even weirder than that. Now, normally in a case like that, you can detach the audio from the video in your video editor and slide it around, slide it to the point where they match up. And even in extreme cases where it would get out of sync again, you can find like a dead spot and, cut a little, add a little, whatever it is you got to do to make them line up again without messing up the way you lined it up earlier in the video. And it's a painstaking process, but it's, it's doable. It's not that big of a deal. If you've edited video, you know that, okay, these things happen sometimes. However, the way you normally do this is you find a spot in the video where the person does something unusual or says something loud or, something where you get a wave pattern in the audio. And there's usually something there in the video as well that we kind of line those two up together. And then everything else, of course, after that, just in theory, stays the way that it should. But in this case, it was weird because I would find that spot and I would move it and I would line it up and then I would play it back to make sure that it was the way it was supposed to be. But it was out of sync again. And the waveform, the audio waveform, wasn't matching up with the audio that was being output. And it was almost like it was shifting back and forth, or that the waveform that I was seeing wasn't actually the audio that I was hearing. And I tried lining it up again and again and again, and you get to the point where you're just a second maybe out of sync, and then you can just kind of move it just a little bit to get it back into sync. But I would do that and then it would still be out of sync. So I finally gave up on Monday's video. Now I could go back and just cut out, just basically let it play through the way it is. But I have no idea how far off everything was going to be. If it's that bad, just don't release it. Unless there is something that is like super amazing about that audio, or something just incredible to see with the video. Just don't put it out. And Guy's Daily Drive isn't either of those things. This is just me in my car going to work, rambling like a madman. And if an episode can't get out because things are messed up in the recording, okay, then that one just doesn't go out. And there's just so many things that make it weird, because if you actually watched last Monday's live stream, if you go back to my page and pull up that video and you play it, it looks fine. But for some reason, after I download it from Facebook, it's not fine. It's completely messed up. So anyway, that's why the video from, I think it was December 3rd. Yeah, because today is 6th. December 6th. There's not a video for it, even though I recorded it. And Friday, there were some... The weird thing about Friday's video, which was the 10th, I edited it. I didn't have any problems in the editing part. I edited it. Wow, that's a hard word to say. And everything looked fine. You know, I got all the way to the end. I did my fade. I did all my cuts. And then I exported it, and it stopped at about the 12-minute mark. And it was like, oh, that's weird. So I went back, checked everything over, and exported it again. And it did the exact same thing. It cut out like just a little after 12 minutes. And again, you know, it's one of those things where it's like, how long am I going to mess with this? How long am I going to, you know, what else do I have to do to try to get this entire video out? And I didn't know what else to do. And I didn't want to spend, you know, an hour, 2 hours trying to get that last 3 to 4 minutes of audio and video to encode. So I was like, okay, I just left it as it is and put it out. And something I've noticed over both of those episodes is that while I was recording, live streaming it through Facebook, I could hear something from the phone, and it kind of sounded like map directions, like, you know, take a right at the next light, something like that. But it was really, really faint, and it was coming from the phone speakers. It wasn't coming from, because I have my phone is physically connected into the car so that I can use CarPlay. And all of the audio, once this physical connection is made, comes out of the car stereo. But it wasn't coming out of there. It was coming out of the phone speakers, which is weird. But I wonder if, for whatever reason, in the process of recording a live stream and whatever that thing was that I was hearing, whether that was enough to throw something off in the audio and video that was being sent to Facebook, even though you don't really see it when you watch or listen to it. But there may be something that's like embedded in the audio or video that is just enough that downloading the MP4 file, which is the video file that Facebook sends to you if you download it, or video format, I should say, what Facebook sends when you download it. If it was just enough to make it weird when you go to try to edit it, I don't know. One of the things I did last night, after I spent... What's going on here? Everybody just relax. Okay. After I spent a lot of time trying to get around this issue, was I went into my phone and I made sure that the Apple Maps application and Google Maps and the Waze applications, which are the 3 map/navigation apps that I use on this phone, that they were all turned off. And there may be something else in the settings that I can do. I mean, I'll see what happens when I go and look at the audio and the video that was recorded today. Wow, I spent a lot of time talking about that. Certainly more time than I would have anticipated. But it's a technical problem. And I get excited, and I get worried, and I get anxious when there's a technical problem. Now, the other thing that's going on is, wow, I had that defrost going that whole time. The house is finally starting to kind of come together for Christmas. And Tracy has done almost all of it. You know, I mean, I bought the tree and helped set it up, but she put the lights on when I was out washing the comforters on all the beds. Or, you know, she put up more Christmas decorations when I was at the grocery store. I mean, it wasn't like I was just, you know, sitting on my ass watching football and going, hey, when are those decorations going to be done? Because, you know, that would be a real dick move. Wasn't doing that. I just physically wasn't there when she decided that she was going to put up these decorations. So, but the house itself is starting to look good. The bedroom downstairs is set up for Guy and Ashley, other than all the extra crap that's in that room. And we've got a week, I think at least a week, before they turn up to do something about that. What is going on here? Hold on. I don't know what's happening. Everyone's being stupid in traffic. And still waiting to hear from my brother Larry. I hope he's going to be able to make it. And we don't know exactly when Peter's going to show up. He may, because I imagine he'll have to work, probably have to work Christmas Eve. I don't know. He worked on Thanksgiving, so maybe they'll cut him a break for Christmas. But it's a grocery store, and you know, you get all the help that you can during high volume times, and I imagine Christmas Eve would be one of those high volume times. But I'm really excited. You know, it's always great to have the kids at home. And that's not to say that going to their houses are, you know, is a drag or anything like that. But there's something about having them at the house where we all grew up, where they grew up, and we watched them grow up, that is special, or at least it is to me. So I'm really, really, really looking forward to getting everybody in the house. And I don't know, I guess that's kind of all that's going on right now. Hey, Michael Lacey is watching. Hello, Michael Lacey. It's good to have you here, dude. Good friend of mine from the olden days down there in Fort Lauderdale, Florida. He has some awesome cars that I wish I had instead of driving a Kia Soul. And that's not to say that I don't like my Kia Soul. I do like my Kia Soul. What's going on with the bus? The bus is broken. So the wheels on the bus are not going round and round. Flashback. Okay. That is going to do it for today. Thank you all so very, very much for watching and or listening, live or otherwise, Michael, to Guy's Daily Drive. I really do appreciate it. And if you would like to help contribute to the madness that is the Guy's Daily Drive feed, you can go to PayPal and pay a pal at paypal.me/MacParrot. You can go to coffee. Buy me a coffee at ko-f